Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now, first and foremost, want to say welcome and thank you to the new students of TonyGaskinsAcademy.com. I left the end of September sale up on some of the courses, some of the business courses, and I saw that some of you signed up last night. So I really appreciate that. Sometimes you watching the video and you see TonyGaskinsAcademy.com and you don't really process it, but I saw a few people sign up yesterday. So welcome. Now, this question comes from one of the Blessed Tribe members, and it says, "Hi, Tony. Can you speak on mother-daughter having a difficult relationship? Mother plays victim, never acknowledges daughter's accomplishments, always seems like a competition, hates when daughter expresses herself, etc. Thank you." Now, I want to speak on this, and this from a male perspective, and not just a male perspective, but also a life coach's perspective and somebody who deals with this. And also me having a mother and me having a sister and me having watched their relationship over the years and how it's, up and down, in and out, and always whatever. It is very, and is what we call mommy wounds. And I remember I have spoke on this before. So if you all watch like all the videos, then some of y'all know I touch on this, but sometimes my stuff when I'm talking, it might be deep into the video, 30, 45 minutes. I believe this person is fairly new to the channel. So she probably hasn't seen those videos. And that's another thing too. Remember that we got to go over the same topics over and over. It's not like because at the end of the day, you'll run out of topics, but two, it's because new people come every day and not everybody sees every video and not everybody sees the whole video. So when you hear something a second time or a third time, for one, it's going to be slightly different if I've gained any new insight, but then two, you need to hear it 16 times before it's committed to your long-term memory. So keep that in mind as well. Had to block somebody yesterday who commented same old tired topics. Block, block. It ain't about you. Don't even work for you. You ain't even in the Blessed Tribe. Shut up. Talking about the top. You ain't even in the Blessed Tribe supporting in the comments. Block. You probably just got off that yellow couch over there and come over here hating. Now, guess what? First and last comment, block. Stay out the comments. Talk about what I want to talk about. And so every now and then we have to do that. So understand that. And this is something that I've been seeing because, and I remember I had a client and I shared this on the video where she came to me and she had this issue with her mom. And she was like, Tony, I just really, me and my mom don't get along. I live over here now on the West Coast. My mom's on the East Coast. And my mom is this, my mom is that. And I said, okay, well, when you get some time off from work, she was like, well, I actually got vacation coming up. I said, I want you to fly home, fly home back to the East Coast. She's from the Carolinas. And I said, I want you to go sit with your mom and spend the weekend with her and find a way to creatively ask her about her upbringing, ask her about her story. And she went and she did that. And she learned about her mom. She learned stuff she never knew. Now, this young lady was like in her mid 30s and or something like that. Maybe could have been early 30s. And she learned stuff about her mom that she never knew. On our next call, she was like, Tony, that was crazy. She was like learning like what my mom seen, what she went through, what she experienced. Like, I totally get it now. Like, I forgave her. Like, I forgave her completely because I realized that based on what she went through and what she's seen and experienced, she shouldn't even have treated me as nice as she did. Like she should be way worse. And I think that's one of the issues with mothers and daughters a lot of times is it's always one of the two that has a skewed perspective and just isn't seeking to understand the other person. And somebody isn't paying attention to the other person's thoughts and feelings. And sometimes it's the daughter who is the terrorist, and sometimes it's the mom who's the terrorist. Sometimes it's the daughter who's the victim, sometimes it's the mom who's the victim. But the key is if you are a mother or a daughter and you're watching this video, then you have to seek to understand, then be understood. because when you change, you become the catalyst for change. When you change, the situation changes. So you're either poking the bear or you are sidestepping the power struggle. And you have to learn how you need to interact with your family member. Now, this can be applied to fathers and sons, to mothers and sons, whoever, because it's really about toxic family. It's not even about the fact that you're the same gender as mother and daughter. It's about toxic family. And sometimes the toxicity is actually brought about by someone else. Sometimes it's the dad who makes the mom jealous of the daughter, or the dad makes the daughter mad at the mom, or makes the daughter jealous of the mom. If there's a dad in the equation, sometimes he doesn't help the situation because he likes seeing the bickering or having the two at odds. And so you also have to pay attention to that. Now, I noticed that my father never was that way with my mother and my sister, and my mom and sister get along very well. But I have one of those moms who she is very loving and caring and forgiving. You can do anything to her and she's gonna forgive you. But that is not always a good thing, because what happens is the daughter doesn't get to learn her lessons in her life because she's always being coddled, always being babied, always being bailed out. And so that's not any better, but well, it is better than being abused and hated on and all of those things, but it still does hinder growth. So you have to the first key is personal responsibility. And what a lot of people don't understand about family is that you don't have to deal with your family. A lot of people feel like that because you're blood, that's your death sentence. It is okay to cut off your family if they are not treating you right. If your family cannot respect you, appreciate you, love you, support you, stop answering their text messages. Stop calling them. Stop going over to their house. Stop telling them about your business. Stop telling them, like, you don't owe your family anything. Once you become an adult, you don't owe your mom anything. You don't owe your dad anything. What you owe them is honor and respect, meaning it is better to get distance from a disrespectful parent, from a jealous parent, from a hating parent, than to curse the parent out, then or yell at the parent, tell the parent off. Just get distance. Stop answering the text message. Stop answering the phone call. And then what's going to happen is that person, whether it's the son or the daughter, whoever, or I mean, the parent or the child, they're going to realize that, okay, this person is not dealing with me. And this how I do with my family. If I have a riff with anybody in my family, I stop answering their text messages. And then after a while, they will look within and they will say, why isn't Tony answering my messages? And one of the greatest tools is when you allow someone to self-evaluate. I know people will say, oh, well, narcissists or this type of person, that type of person, they don't self-evaluate. They don't self-evaluate if you keep reinforcing it. Even a narcissist, they're not dumb. They know what they're doing. But as long as you there for them to do it to, as long as you are the constant supply, they don't have to self-evaluate, nor do they have to self-correct. So I have had family members, friends, colleagues, or whoever. If I stop answering them messages, people start to say, well, what did I do? Okay. And then they start to say, okay, I've been asking for money too much. And then they'll come and say, hey, I'm so sorry for asking for money. Or they'll come and just say, hey, how you doing? But not ask for money. And then they'll come back again and say, hey, how you doing? And not ask for money. And they'll come back again, hey, how you doing? And not ask for money. And then when they ask for money, they'll hear, hey, I don't have it. I ain't got it to give. And then they will get mad. They'll get angry. So then they get ignored again. So now when they get ignored again, they'll come back, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Then they'll come back and ask for money again. Then they get mad again. Now they get cut off again. And now on that next time, that third time, when they ask for money, hey, I ain't got it. I ain't got it to give. Then they don't get mad. Okay, cool. I understand. That's how you teach people how to deal with you. So if you take your business to your family member and you say, hey, I just got a raise. And they like, okay, well, maybe you could give me some money now. Maybe you could loan me a little, maybe you could stop acting broke now. Then you say, okay, yeah. And then they write you the next day and you don't respond. You let it go. You let it go 24 hours. You give a little short answer. They write you again. You let it go 24 hours, 36 hours. You give a little short answer. Hey, super busy. We'll get in touch with you soon. Hey, sorry I missed that. Talk soon. Now they start to realize, okay, I wonder if I offended them. You know what? I should have said, congratulations on your promotion. I'm so happy for you. But I immediately made it about myself and said, well, maybe you could stop acting broke now and you could loan me some money. Or maybe you could take care of your mama now. Maybe you could take care of your daddy now. And so then they'll self-evaluate and they'll learn. So, but if you take that, it hurts you, it hurts your feelings. And then the next time they write you, the next time they call you, the next time they show up at your place unannounced, you just an open door. Now you just reinforce that behavior and you just taught them. So now you just taught them, okay, cool. It's all good. Y'all got to forgive my, got to make sure ain't nothing important coming in. God bless you. Somebody sent me a cash out. God bless you. And so you have to think about this and you got to make sure that you're not reinforcing toxicity. And just by getting distance, just by being silent, just by being quiet, you allow people to learn and to think about what they've done wrong. And sometimes you don't even have to say anything. Like you don't have to go back and forth. You don't have to be, oh, well, why did you say that? Or, oh, why you act like that? Or, oh, whatever. As soon as somebody says something wrong, and it's the same thing with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, as soon as they say something wrong, if you leave the room, you be quiet, they'll immediately, because you didn't say something back smart, slick out the mouth, because you didn't react, they'll immediately replay what they said in their head and they'll realize, oh crap, I said that a little too abrasive. Oh man, that was a little rude. Oh man, that was a little disrespectful. They'll realize it. And then after they realize it, they may come and say, well, what's wrong with you? Or what's this or that? Then you're able to say, you know, when I talk to you, when I tell you something that I've done that I'm happy about, you don't even congratulate me. I did congratulate you. No, you congratulated me in 2 words, but then you made an ask. Then you asked me for something, or then you made it about yourself. So now you get to teach that lesson. If they don't learn that lesson and then change their behavior, then cut them off. And you have to learn to be self-fulfilled. You have to learn to love yourself. You got to learn to stand on your own 2 feet and to not feel like you have to talk to this toxic family member. You have to learn that. I have family that if they ask me for money, I tell them no every single time until they stop asking me for money. And if I got it, I give it. If it's extra money and I just got it and it's laying around, I give it. If I ain't got it, I tell them I ain't got it. And I will tell them I don't have it. And then I will go out to eat and I will post out to eat. I will go to the Maldives and I will post at the Maldives. I will go to Cancun and Cabo and I will post at Cabo. I will buy my wife a new G-Wagon or a purse and I will post it. Oh, I thought you ain't have it. I don't have it for you. I got to take care of me and my family, my household. If I have it after that, after they cups pressed down, running together and shaking over, then I got it for you. But I'm not finna no longer, because I used to take food out my wife and my kids' mouth to give to able-bodied adults. What I mean by able-bodied adults, I mean adults with 2 legs, 2 arms, not on the spectrum, completely healthy, not special needs in any way, can go and work, don't have to get a disability check, don't have to get any kind of SSI, no kind of check, but will always have a hand out and would be jealous and mad about what I'm doing for my wife, what I'm doing for my kids. Like they supposed to go without. So like they would literally, my family would be like, oh, your kids don't have to wear Nike. They could wear Walmart Bobo shoes so you could help me. That right there will get you kicked off the cliff. Coming and telling me that my wife and kids need to go without so that I could help your grown behind, and you won't do right, won't learn, and won't grow, that'll get you kicked out my life for good. Don't ever in your life tell me what my wife and kids don't deserve. And see, that's how toxic family are. You going, I have so many clients who are single with no kids, and they gotta give money away all the time to their friend, to their family, to their friends, to their family. And it's because they dedicated themselves. My clients have dedicated themselves. They've gotten a college degree, some a master's degree, some a doctorate, certifications. They've gotten a job in engineering, in pharmaceuticals, in tech, IT, whatever it may be, and they make 100,000 up to 500,000. And because of that, they family now have broken legs and amnesia. Can't go to work, can't do nothing. This other sister struggling. She done went and had 90 kids. The brother, he can't keep a job. So now I'm talking to clients every day who they got to be loaning 2,000 here, 500 there, 300 here, got to be hiring their family, got to be hiring their brother, hiring their sister, hiring their cousin, hiring their niece and nephew, got to be doing all of this. And it started to induce stress. And then what happens is when we are the one, when we are the giver, and people just keep taking, but nobody trying to help, nobody trying to do better for themselves, nobody trying to grow and get better, change their ways, self-develop. Everybody just is a victim, everybody downtrodden. So guess what? We start to internalize, and our family don't know that we start to drinking ourselves to sleep or smoking ourselves to sleep or gambling or sleeping around, having sex with random people. People handle it different. Overeat, start to like eat out of like self pity and guilt, just eating too much, drinking too much, having too much sex, gambling too much, traveling too much. So now to take and alleviate that pain of being used, the one, meaning the one who made it out, the one who became successful gets drained. And what you have to do is you have to look yourself in the mirror. You got to slap yourself in the face, and you have to learn to let no, the word no, you got to let it be a vitamin. Be a vitamin for you and be a vitamin for the person you telling. And I've been in that place as a beggar. I've been in that place because I have friends around me who got more money, got more. And so I know what it feel like to get something, get money, squander money because you got somebody you can go to. And I'm here to tell you from that person's perspective, your toxic family that's hating on you, that's jealous of you. I'm here to tell you from their perspective, they don't respect you. They don't value you. They might have love for you, but if they love you, they would try, if they truly love you, they would try to alleviate pain. They would try to work. They would try to do better. They would try to grow. They would try, or if they can't work, can't do better, they'll try to give back some type of way. They'll try to help. They will try to do something to say, hey, I'm thankful, I'm appreciative for what you're doing. But if you're not receiving that, then you know. Like, for example, if you helping your sister and your sister have kids that's teenagers, your sister ought to be sending her teenage son over to rake your lawn, to mow your lawn, to say, hey, go over to your auntie house. I'm gonna take you to auntie house. I want you to mow her yard, or I want you, or she got teenage daughters. Hey, we finna go over to auntie house and we're gonna clean her bathrooms, clean her toilets. We're gonna clean whatever, because she helped us. She gave us $1,000 last month. We gonna go help. At least we're gonna ask her, can we help? If she say no, then we'll just figure out something else. If they really love you and care about you, they'll think about, okay, well, what can I do? How can I help? And or what job can I go find? What extra work can I do? Like, what can I do to alleviate something? But see, when you are a giver, and I'm telling you because I'm a giver, and one thing I have learned about people is people don't care about you. They do not care about you. If you're gonna be the supply, what you do? What's your supply in your house? Your running water. Do you care about that running water? No, you're gonna flush your toilet. You're gonna run your water, you're gonna wash your dishes, you're gonna wash your clothes. When you running that water, you're not thinking about, man, I feel bad for this water. This water just running. This water just keep having to be flushed. This water just keep got to come out this sink. Man, I know this water tired. No, that's your supply. When you flick your light on, you don't think about the pain of that light. Man, this light just got to keep shining. Man, this light got to get turned on and turned off 1,000 times. That'll be so tiring. Man, you don't think about your supply. You don't think about what your supply going through unless it start to cost you. Now, you going to think about your light bill if you got to pay the bill. You going to think about your water if you got to pay the bill. But see, the thing about it is when you are the supply, nobody paying your bills. So when you late on your bills, when you can't invest in yourself, when you can't start your company, start this over here, because you giving everything away, you giving so much away to where now it's time to invest in you and you ain't got $1,000. You ain't got $1,000, but you could think about the times you done loaned $1,000 to friends or family. Now you can't do for you. And yet you look at them, hair done, nails done, new clothes, kids got new clothes, this and you sitting over there like, well, dirt. I ain't went to a nail salon in 2 months. I'm over here clipping and cutting and painting my own nails, doing my own hair. But my beggars, my borrowers, they stay in somebody's chair getting their hair done. Ain't took the time to learn how to do their hair yet. but will stay with a handout, stay ripping and running up and down the street, spending all kind of gas money. And so you have to look at that, and you got to realize you are the supply and you are being taken advantage of. So what you have to do is you have to set you a budget. And you say, this is how much I can give. This is because I got so many people in need, I can't afford to give any money to the church because I have enough people in need in my friend and family circle. So I'm making $5,000 a month that I'm bringing home. I can give $500 a month. When that 500 is gone, it's gone. And when somebody come for 501 for that, unfortunately, I don't have it this month. I have gave out. So I have people who is outside of my immediate family that come to me and say, hey, if you have a little something extra. And I'm like, listen, I take care of my mom. I take care of my mother-in-law. I bless my dad. I bless my nieces, nephews, or whatever, my friends' kids, they birthdays. I just sent $100 for my goddaughter, which is my homeboy from college daughter. That's $100. Think about that. But then come Monday, I gotta send my niece $500 because I give her, it's her senior year. But I got my own kids, so I give my son $500 a month as allowance. So you see what I'm saying? So when somebody write me and they in prison, or my homeboy write me and he grown and able-bodied, this person, somebody from off of here, I get a lot of people write in from YouTube and they asking for help with their rent, help with their car note, help with their business. And I never met them, don't know them. They could be running a scam. I don't know them from a can of paint, but they write in, but they have not thought about Tony got a mom, Tony got a sister, Tony got a wife, Tony got kids. They just look and say, oh, Tony look blessed. But they don't realize that every single person who have ever met me in my life feel like I'm blessed and they got their hand out. And so that's what you have to realize is when you become the supply, nobody is thinking about your source. Nobody thinking about where it's coming from. They just plug up to you and they say, listen, you'll never go broke. You'll always have a supply. But guess what? When a storm hit, when something go wrong, like what just happened here in Florida, guess what? The water got cut off. The water got cut off at my mother-in-law's house because of the storm. The power got cut out. Sometimes when storms come, even the source of the supply gets cut. And now the supplier has to suffer. The recipient has to suffer. So if you don't learn how to say no, and if you don't learn how to set boundaries, you're going to be devoid and empty. And you're going to die a slow death because you're going to die 1,000 deaths because you're going to be killing yourself every day because you don't want to say no, because you worried about somebody's feelings, because you don't want to set boundaries, because you don't want to get distance, because you don't want to speak truth to power. You could send one text message and say, why is it every time that I tell you something that good happened to me, you start asking me for stuff, or you don't congratulate me, or you make it about you? Just like that. Boop. It don't matter what they say back in an excuse or anything like that. If it's not, I didn't realize that, I apologize, then you ain't even got to respond. Whatever deflection it is, whatever excuse it is, you ain't even got to respond because they finna sit on what you just asked them. They finna sit on that. They finna sleep on that. They gonna sleep on that. So it's like when people don't take care of their business, their problems become your emergency. But when you let their emergency, their problems not become your emergency, they're going to learn how to handle their problems. They're going to learn how to deal with their problem. And so you have to know your breaking point. See, for me, I give a lot because it take a lot for me to break. Like it take a lot for me to cry. It take a lot for me to really hurt. Like I am so abundant. I have an abundant mindset, so I give a lot. And I'm gonna give you just to help you understand. So right now, I have given about $28,000 over my 10%. So I have given $28,000 over my 10%. So that means I have sold seed on $280,000 that I haven't even made yet. And now God finna repay, but I had to work for it. Like God gonna bless me. I'm supposed to get a payment this week. God gonna bless me, but guess what? When I get paid, I still have family in need because they got debt. So I still got to go pay somebody else debt. I still got to go help somebody else out because they didn't do what they were supposed to do or whatever happened. I still got to go help out. So now I'm blessed to be a blessing. So I look at it like that, but I set boundaries because your help can become a hindrance. So you have to remember that we are instructed to be cheerful givers. When you start to feel resentment, now you're giving in vain. When you start to feel used, when you start to feel abused, when you start to feel taken advantage of, now you are giving in vain. Now what you're doing, it's almost like idolatry. It's almost like you worshiping a false god. It's almost like you have made this person your slave owner and you hate them, you resent them, you angry with them, you upset. See, if I feel resentment, my answer is no. If I can't give with a glad heart, I'm not giving it. And the only way I won't have a glad heart is if I feel like this person is taking me for granted and they taking advantage of me and they're not doing what they need to do. And at that point, I don't have any remorse about saying no because I realize they need to sit in their mess. And in their mess, they will get the message. And with that message, they can learn and they can grow and they can make changes. So listen, watch this 2 more times. Get this in your spirit. Watch it 2 more times and then dissect it and address it, apply it to different aspects of life, not just giving. When I say don't just look at giving as money, also giving your accomplishments, sharing your accomplishments. Stop sharing it. Don't sow seed on bad ground. So when you share your accomplishments with somebody, your happiness with somebody, your joy with somebody, your success with somebody, for one, if you know they're miserable, now you wrong for that. Stop sharing happy stuff with miserable people because now you guilty for rubbing it in a miserable face. Celebrate yourself. Go to the grocery store, go to Publix, get you a cake. Get you a cake and have them write congratulations. That's what I started doing. I started celebrating myself. Nobody was celebrating my accomplishments. I started celebrating myself. I started asking my wife, baby, can you pick me up a cake? Congratulations on 500K. Congratulations on 1 million this. Congratulations on this here. Congratulate. I started taking a moment, taking a beat, and celebrating, meaning being grateful, showing gratitude for that next level, for that next accomplishment that the Lord had allowed me to achieve. Then after I do that for that little bit of time, that day, maybe that day and the next day till the cake is gone, wash my hands with it, get up, go back to work. Go back to work, back to it. But I stopped taking it to miserable people. I stopped taking it to people who, when I tell them something that the Lord is doing in my life, they mouth go to drooling because they like, ooh, what I'm about to get? Ooh, I'm about to, I'm about to get a blessing. And it because people start counting your pockets, they'll start counting your blessings, thinking that your blessings is their blessings. And then when your blessings don't become their blessings, now they mad and resentful, thinking that you should have did more for them when they not doing nothing for themselves. And that's the worst thing you could do for somebody, is something they should be doing for themselves. Now we come into a place now, we in a point now to where it's certain people, if you don't have a degree, you don't have a certain education, or you're not a certain age, you can't afford to live in America no more. Above the poverty line, you can't afford to live. So that's why I believe God blessed me to help my parents, because the way inflation is today. So if you helping those like above 60 and up, if they don't have the right type of job, the right type of longevity, the right type of education, it's hard for them to help themselves. Now, under 60, especially under 50, under 40, those people still can go get a job, even with no degree, that's going to pay them 30 plus an hour. It's enough stuff going on out here. They could make some things happen. And they could do some side stuff too on Etsy.com, Shopify.com, whatever. They could get some stuff going. TikTok, they can get some stuff going. You shouldn't be going broke for people like that. Your parentals and elders, 60 and up, you look at the best job they could go get with their level of education or what have you, with their health or what, and then look at the cost of mortgages or rents or what have you, then you'll see like, oh yeah, so if you blessed to have above and beyond, then be a blessing. But even with that, set boundaries. Do what you can do. And I can share this because I've been guilty of overgiving. I've been guilty of doing so much to the point that I start to feel grieved. And I had to learn from that. And so now it's like I really don't even celebrate stuff and talk about stuff with people. I really don't, I share it, but it don't even, I don't even get nothing from it. Don't even feel good sharing wins with people because now when you walking with the Lord, you're gonna get used to winning. You're gonna be grateful to the Lord, but you're gonna know like this how the Lord move. Like this what happened. But people who ain't walking with him like that, and they're not surrendering, and they're not keeping the whole entire Holy Bible in their heart, in their spirit, they're not gonna experience those blessings. They're not gonna experience the peace and the favor. And so they're not really gonna understand it. And a lot of people, it's not going to be happy for you. It's going to be hard for them to be happy for you if they're not getting what they want in their life from God. And so you got to understand that and just know where you could sow seed, know where you can cash your pearls, know where you could be a help, and know where you being a hindrance, know when you being used, abused, taken advantage of, taken for granted, and make adjustments, adjust accordingly. Hey, this Tony Gaskins. Got my first coaching call of the day right now. Got to go. God bless you. Thank you to the new students, Tony Gaskins Academy. Thank you to the Blessed Tribe and the moderators and my Patreon supporters. And we get started. So for those who invested in the channel, the first payments go out next month. In the next month, when YouTube pay out on the 21st, then it take a few days. So probably about the 25th, 26th. You have your little thing. So make sure you get your account set up, pay attention to your emails, get your account set up, get your wallet set up, your digital currency wallet. I use Coinbase app, but they may tell you what to use, what to download, and how to do everything. So God bless you. We'll talk soon.